Hey everyone, so this week's writing mini lesson 2 is about using checklists to help us remember so we don't forget. Because if we don't forget, then we'll remember. Yeah, sometimes we have things in our head we want to try and do in our writing. But we get excited or we just get busy and we forget things. So some people love to use checklists. And a checklist is a list of things that you can check to make sure you've done it. So lots of people do this for their jobs, in elementary school, in middle school, high school, students do this. Adults, I do this every day. One of the things that we've been talking about, Miss Bourne's been talking about in her reading mini lessons, is the 5-finger retell. Can you remember all the 5 different fingers? Setting, that was the first one she had. Where is the story happening? The setting is where does it happen? Yes, characters, the next one. Sometimes characters are people, sometimes they're not people, they're animals. Are there always characters in a story? Problems. There usually is a problem in the story. The characters are usually, something happens to them, or they do something, or somebody does something to them. Events is the next thing that Miss Bourne has, right? Events. Miss Bourne had beginning, middle, and end. So what are the main things? What are the important things that happen in the story? At the beginning of the story, the start, the middle of the story, and then the end of the story. Yep, the last thing you got a solution. How did they solve the problem? So you got this finger, all these fingers now. And a lot of people like to use this as a checklist. For example, when I'm rereading my book, I can go through my book. Here's the book I've just finished. I can go through my book with my checklist. I'm going to use my hand as a checklist. And I'm going to write down, I'm going to check off, in this book, did I have, let me see, I'll turn it around so you can see. Did I have a setting? Did I have a setting in my book? Yep, it happens. They're in a park. So the setting for my one is they're in a park. Yes, I have a setting this time. So I'm going to check it off on my checklist. There we go. Do I have characters? Yes, I have this thing and this thing. We don't know what they are yet, but it tells you in the book. I don't want to spoil it. I also have other characters like a duck. I have another character that's a rabbit. Let's see if I can see it. There's a rabbit. So yes, I have characters in my story. Check. Is there a problem in the story? Yes, there is a problem. He doesn't know what he is. He's trying to find out what he is, and he feels sad because he doesn't know what he is. Is he an animal? Is he a person? Is he a vegetable? Is he some kind of alien? We don't know what he is. He doesn't know, and it kind of makes him sad. That is the problem. Events. Now, what happens at the start of the story? Yes, somebody asks him what he is, and he doesn't know, and then that makes him feel sad. We have something in the middle of the story where he meets other people, and that changes his mind. And then we have something at the end of the story where they solve the problem. So I have events, a beginning, a middle, and an end. And a solution. Did they solve the problem? Yes, because he found out what he is at the end of the story. So in my story, we have checked off all my lists. Now, there's another checklist I'd like to show you. So we're going to send home these checklists for you. I got a little bit dark there, didn't I? We're going to send home a story checklist like the one I just used. We're also going to send home another checklist like this, which has different things about writing that you might want to check. When you're rereading, the last part says, I reread my writing. There we are. And when you're rereading, you can check. I thought of something to write about. Check. I used capital and lowercase letters in the correct places. Check. I have spaces between my words. Check. If you don't, because you can go through and check, if you don't have spaces, then now's a good time to notice that and go, I can change that. I have vowels in all of my words. A, E, I, O, U, Y. It's another good thing to check. I have punctuation at the end of all my sentences. Ellipses, question mark, comma, exclamation mark, full stop, period. I reread my writing. Now, I think you will use lots of checklists in there. And it helps you to notice more about your writing. It helps you not to forget. Using these things, you might go, I forgot to put vowels in this word. I'm glad I haven't checked. Now the other thing is, which starts to become when we're learning more about ourselves and we notice things. The coolest thing you can do is make your own checklist. Try them out next time you write. Use your checklists, make your own checklists. And just think about the important things that we've been learning about so far about writing.